welcome back to Scale Model Review. Today we're going to do one that I haven't done before, a Great Wall Hobby model, and this is the Focke-Wulf Fw189A2, which I believe was a reconnaissance plane. This is 1/48 scale, as I say, from Great Wall Hobby. That is the box art, which is pretty nice indeed. Very nice. Other stuff on the box, it's got tells you a bit about what's in some of the stuff included there, some photo etch, decals and everything, masks, 2 schemes. Okay, not sure which one I'm going to do first. Probably not the winter one, because winter is hard. And that's it. So let's have a look inside the box. Okay, let's get everything out for you. Right, let's start off with one of the large sprues. Okay, now this comes in, every single sprue is individually wrapped, and it comes in this really clear, I mean that's crystal clear, that plastic, and it's hard plastic as well, so it's not going to let anything rub inside the box. It's extremely well packaged. Let's have a look, and no staples here either, which is nice to see. Don't have to cut it open. Yes, the birds are going for it. Right, the plastic, it's a nice solid plastic. It's a lot like Tamiya plastic. It's not too hard, not soft. It's very nice indeed. The level of detail on here that I can see straight away is excellent. Now this is a 1/48, and if you see the size, it's a twin boom, twin prop, and it's a strange looking craft. It's really nice. Why it caught my eye. But the engraving on here is excellent. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, there's actually, the recessed lines are, you know, really clean, extremely crisp. And in the recessed panel line, there's raised detail as well, which, I mean, that's a good level of engineering. I mean, you can see the level of detail on there. Okay, and on here, right here, there's not only is it recessed, but it's raised as well, and you can just see it there, look, on this one here. Same on the wing as well, and you can see the raised stuff there. It's like little latches and everything. I think that is absolutely awesome. Really high level of detail. And as I say, the lines are spot on for 1/48 as well, and I don't think I've seen such crisp lines on a kit. I mean, they really are, like, I don't know, drawn on with a scalpel, you know. Let's have a look at the next one. I'm actually going to be building this for our first group build over on International Scale Modeler. And if you fancy a group build, I mean, basically the premise is any World War II anything, whatever it is, that's what we're going to do. So it's nice and open. But anyway, back to the kit. Again, we've got the two fuselages here, and again, all beautifully recessed with raised detail as well. You can see on there, you can see it's raised, recessed, which is how it should be, to be honest with you. But the detail itself everywhere on there is just phenomenal. I mean, it really is. I doubt if the camera's picking up, but I can't stress how clean it is. It really is clean. And the canaries are really frightening me for airspace today. Alright. We've got 3 large sprues in total. Oh, I didn't have a look inside. And as you can see from the picture, there is a lot of glass on this, and and so the cockpit's going to have to be of a reasonable standard. And the only thing I can pick up, and there are a lot of ejection pin marks in the cockpit area. You see those? So there's a lot of them. It's not just one or two, it's in nearly every panel, which is a bit of a letdown. So I don't know how I'm going to fill those, because there's no way I'm getting a sander in there, so I'll have to have a good old ponder on that one. But again, I mean, we've got the underside, I mean, the level of detail, and such a matte finish on the plastic as well. As you can see, really is an excellent level of detail. You've got the cockpit floor, which has some grille work on it and everything. Yeah. Right, as far as flash goes, can't see any of that anywhere at all. Even the figure is flash free. Seems to be a decent level of detail on there as well, as you can see. Just turn that out. We've got again, we've got parts of the cockpit inside with ejection pin marks again, as you can see. But apart from that, there's a bit of flash on the sprue actually, but there's a little bit on the arm and the head on these moulded parts. But apart from that, the wheel well's got some nice detail in it. See plenty to pick out there. I mean, overall it's lovely. I mean, the engraving, I mean, it really is absolutely gorgeous. As I say, there's a few little bits of flash. Oh, there's a machine gun there. That's very well moulded as well. Yeah, so beautifully moulded, as you can see. So that's proving really nice overall so far. I'm very impressed. Let's have a look. We've got 2 sprues in here, some very fine parts. Looks like there's going to be a lot of fiddly work on this kit. Oh, the engine is superb. That really is a superb engine. I believe there's some photo etch for that as well, included in the kit. Look at that, some excellent detail on there. Really go to town on that if you wanted to. And the wheels, something you guys know I love to see, weighted wheels. Look at that. Beautiful, absolutely stonking. They're in 2 halves as well, so gonna have to fix that a little bit. The propeller has got no burring on it whatsoever. There's a ton of framework here, which I would imagine goes inside the cockpit. But again, there's no flash on that. There's very slight burr on the edge. It'll need a scrape with a scalpel. I mean, you've got, I would imagine they're the legs. They've got a really good level of detail on them as well. Excellent lot of stuff to pick out. So very well moulded. And obviously the engines being a twin boom, there's 2 engines. I mean, this sprue is an exact mirror of the other one. And I've got to say that that's beautifully moulded. The wheels are lovely. As I say, they're in 2 halves, which is going to be a bit of a shame, because they're going to be it's not going to look completely pretty once you put them together, because you can't get the sander actually in the tread of the tyres. But apart from that, it looks awesome, absolutely lovely. Clear parts comes in its own polystyrene bag. Again, really well wrapped. Nothing's going to happen to those, which is the whole point. And I've got to say, they're probably the clearest clear parts I've ever seen. The size of those. Look at that, there's my finger. That's how big those clear parts are, but they're extremely clear. No distortion, webbing, cracking, anything like that. Absolutely perfect. They really are. A couple of nice domes. And all the other parts as well. all extremely clear. And we've got the rear nose to the cockpit as well. Again, it's a nice detail on there you'll be able to pick out. Just get it zoomed in. You can see how clear that is. Absolutely gorgeous. But I should put those back in because I don't want to ruin those at all. Well, I've got to say, I mean, usually I'm a massive fan of Eduard's clear parts. I think they're one of the clearest you can get around. But these, I've got to say, I think surpass that. And these are absolutely crystal clear. Right, now you saw how much glass is on that. I'm going to leave that out just so you can see that. Next we've got a mask set and some photo etch as well, and the decals. So not a big sheet of decals. The photo etch is a nice weight to it. It's not really fine, thin, scraggly stuff. And it looks like you've got the HD leads on there, some of the ailerons or flaperons inside of them, some seat belts, and some other odds and sods as well. But as you can see, got some gun sights in there as well. Oh, look, absolutely, I think that's going to look really tasty once it's built up. We've got a masking set. It's not quite as good as what you'd get from Eduard, which is basically Tamiya tape, laser cut Tamiya tape. This looks like it's laser cut sticky paper, but they are numbered, and as you can see how many pieces of glass need to be masked. There is a phenomenal amount of glass sections to be, I mean, 76 that goes, 77 that goes up to on there. So you see each individual one of these. Try doing that without a masking set, and that will take you days on its own. But I'm so glad it comes with a masking set, because if not, I would have gone straight to Eduard and bought one anyway. But I've yet to see how good they are. I'm not 100% convinced they're going to do if they're paper. Because you can shrink and everything like that with paper if it gets too wet, and everything with the spray. So yeah, so I might just get the Eduard set anyway, and then I'll keep me happy because I'll be safe in the knowledge that it'll be okay. The decals look absolutely beautiful again. I think they do their own decals as well, and they're literally cut right to the text itself. Now, a lot of decals, it's like Airfix and Revell and things like that, a great big gap between the decal and the edge of the decal and the printed part, so you always get this overlap. Here these are right up against the print, so I mean you're not going to get anything extra, so it's going to make it look as good as possible. Now you've got a broken up swastika there as well. Now I've got a whole sheet of swastikas, so I'll probably use one of those as it's easier. But as you can see, lovely decals. They're kind of flat without being really flat, and I would imagine this will be a very flat plane. The paint job will be very flat on it because it is a reconnaissance stealth plane of the World War II era. So very nice indeed. It's a lovely set of decals as well, and the photo etch and everything else. But so much you get in this. What else we've got in the box? We have Great Wall Hobby. It's just an advertising sheet for everything else they do. And yeah, if you look on there, this is the 189A2 there. And you can see once it's built up how much glass there is. Really need a cockpit set for that. I don't know. It might be worth getting an etch cockpit set. But on there it actually tells you, that's quite interesting, it tells you where all the etch goes. So you can see the etch that's included in the kit, where it's in the cockpit, and then in the engine, wheel wells, see quality, you can see what it looks like when it's built up, the engine itself. That was a pair of steps, that's what that framework is, excellent. So great potential for diorama as well. You can have all these engine panels off by the looks of it. So you can have it as if there's a service crew working on it. So really, really good. I've heard a lot of good things about Great Walls Hobby GWH. They've got some artillery there as well. They look good. They're really nice as well. But yeah, excellent. Seems like they've got quite a lot of German stuff, half tracks as well and things like that. Seem to kind of specialise in a lot of those. So very nice. So quite a nice little model. Magazine actually included in the model. We get to the paint schemes now. I love this. This is a lot like what Tamiya do and stuff like that. Not Tamiya, but Eduard. But you know, full colour, really easy layout, easy to understand, easy to see. All the paint call outs are in hobby colour, so that's their enamel version, so just have to convert that to aqueous or Tamiya. I'm sure it's all RLM colours, apart from the odd couple, so as long as you've got an RLM set. I've just got the Vallejo ones, so I'm happy with that. So we've got this one, which is 31 H31 from Russia, 1942. And we've got the other one, which is again Russia, 1943, in the winter colours. Now I've never ever done a winter camo before, but it looks awesome. I love winter camo planes. I think it takes a lot of skill and you've got to be quite adept to get it right, because it's so many different shades of grey and black and white, to actually pull it off and make it look realistic. So I'm probably going to bottle out and do this one, because this has got a splinter camo on it, you know, and it's mottled as well and blotched. So it'll be quite again, that's not an easy one, but it'll be interesting to do for sure. But you can see a side-on aspect of the aircraft there. Very interesting indeed, very different, which is what drew my eye to it. It's just not something that you see usually. The instruction manual it's a thick paper, A4, just under A4 size, and on the front page it's obviously got the picture from the box art. It's got the sprue shots, sprue maps. Inside it's not glossy, it's very matte, but it's matte magazine material, which is really nice. It's actually a really nice feel. I think all these things add to the overall build, the overall experience of a build, is when you know, everything's very tactile and it's very nice to feel. It does make making the model a bit more special, I think. But as you can see, I mean, there's quite a bit actually in the cockpit. Maybe I won't need a cockpit set, but I mean, that cockpit builds up quite nice. There's quite a lot of odds and sods in there. It's not your bulk standard one. I mean, it is one of those cockpits that you're going to see everything inside because of all that glass. So I might have a look on Eduard, see if there is any sets out for this. If there is, I may invest, I've got to say, because it would make all the difference, I think. But it builds up really easy. I mean, this cockpit walls go on very quickly. I mean, getting rid of all those sink marks, that's going to be the problem. Not sink marks, ejector pin marks. I mean, I can't believe that on something that's that open and you're going to see it. It's got that many ejector pin marks. I don't know how I'm going to get around that. But apart from that, you see the instructions are ever so easy. Build up really easily. Very easy to understand parts as well. And as you go through, it tells you the colour. All the photo etch bits are in colour, so you can't miss them out, which is again very, very good. Very clear, all very concise. You can have bombs on it, you can not have bombs on it by the looks of it. I mean, I'm really impressed with the overall presentation of the kit and everything. It does look the nuts, it really does, and to come with a ladder as well is excellent. So I don't know how the cockpit would be open if it opens, but probably you would enter the cockpit from beneath, I would have thought. So there might be a door that you can leave underneath open or something. And then you've got the Jesus Christ, you've got the mask map. But look at that, use every one of those 77 masks you use. Look at that. So that's going to be an experience in itself. I don't know what that guy's doing. I think he really wants to go to the toilet. He really is dying to go, isn't he? He really is dying to go. Bless him. But he's got a parachute on his back as well, so he'll be lucky just outside the door. But yeah, so very nice. I mean, overall, an excellent looking kit, and one that really I'm actually really looking forward to building. But anyway, so that is the Great Wall Hobby GWH 148 Focke-Wulf Fw189A2. Thank you very much. See you again soon.